Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So the IRS just announced checks for $7,430 that some Americans will be eligible for, and depending on when they receive them will depend on when they file for them. So we'll be covering that news released once again by the IRS. Plus, Nikki Haley finally took down Donald Trump and won election. However, does she actually stand a chance at the whole thing to face off versus Joe Biden in the end? We'll be covering that as well. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $10,000 in free stocks or $10,000 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Moomoo. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then deposit at least $1. At that point, Moomoo will be sending you at least 5 free stocks worth, once again, all the way up to $10,000. And if you'd rather just have the cash, once again, all you have to do is once you receive those free stocks is just sell them for what they're worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into our lead story of today's video, and that is Nikki Haley finally taking down Donald Trump and won election just yesterday. So, according to the BBC, Nikki Haley beats Donald Trump in Washington, D.C. for the first primary victory. So they say this is her first victory over the former president in the 2024 campaign to become the Republican presidential candidate. She lost in South Carolina, her home state, but she is the first woman to win a Republican primary in U.S. history. Mr. Trump, however, has a huge lead over Ms. Haley and is likely to face Joe Biden in the November election. The BBC's U.S. partner CBS reports that Ms. Haley will receive all 19 Republican delegates who were up for grabs in Washington, D.C., giving her 43 delegates nationwide, well behind Mr. Trump's 247. So with that said, even though Nikki Haley won the area of D.C., and that was her first victory over the former president and Donald Trump, all in all, if you look at the numbers, Trump is still well ahead of Nikki Haley. And if you look at the states to come, and of course on Tuesday, tomorrow, we're going to have all those elections take place. More than likely, Donald Trump is going to win all of them, which is going to more than solidify his victory over Nikki Haley, which the only question at this point is, when will Nikki Haley exactly drop out of this race? It's clear that she has no chance of winning, but good for her. She won D.C. Definitely congratulations to her on that. But all in all, she really doesn't stand much of a chance at winning, which I'm really not sure why Donald Trump, went, completely nuts on his Truth Social and completely went off on Nikki Haley, which in my opinion really doesn't make him look that great. So on Truth Social, he said, "Bird Brain is a loser, record low performance in virtually every state. DeSantis easily beat her in Iowa for a very distant second place, and then she ran up to the podium before he had a chance to do so and claim victory. I enjoy watching the Bird disavow her pledge to the RNC and her statement that she would never run against President Trump, a great president. Well, she ran, she lied, and she lost big." So again, I don't really necessarily understand why he's going out of his way in Truth Social to put her down. I mean, she did beat him in DC, but all in all, Trump is leading big, and Trump has to think a bigger picture here, because obviously he's going to win the Republican nomination. At this point, he should be trying to win over people who are currently voting for Nikki Haley over him, and completely bashing Nikki Haley isn't going to make someone who's voting for Haley over Trump, all of a sudden side with Trump. All that's probably going to make these people do is maybe side more with Biden or just be less likely to vote. Trump needs all the help that he can get to take down Biden in the November elections. And even though he has a pretty big lead, all in all, I mean, just my opinion, I could certainly be wrong, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you believe that Trump should be more so trying to win over Nikki Haley and the people voting for her, even though it is a slim minority, rather than bashing her and bashing the people who are voting for her. Leave your thoughts in comments below. And also, according to The Hill, Haley is actually facing growing third-party speculation. So according to The Hill, speculation surrounding the possibility of Nikki Haley launching a third-party bid is mounting as she struggles to win delegates going into Super Tuesday, which once again is going to be tomorrow. The group No Labels has said it would be open to the possibility of Haley leading its ticket as it scrambles to find a candidate to top its ticket. Haley, for her part, though, has brushed off the No Label speculation, arguing her place is in the Republican Party, but with no primary wins under her belt, other than, of course, D.C. yesterday, and a general air of uncertainty surrounding her endgame in the presidential race, Haley is spurring talk of a possible third-party insurgent bid. On Friday, Haley threw cold water on the possibilities of a No Labels bid, saying that she was a Republican and would not want to run on the group's proposed unity ticket with a Democrat. She said, quote, "If I were to do the No Labels, that would require a Democrat. I can't do what I wanted to express with the Democrats," Haley told reporters. She also said, "I've always believed if you do something, do it right or don't do it. And so I don't think I can do it right. If I ran for No Labels, that would mean it's about me. It's not about me. It's about the direction I think the country should go." Now, obviously, Trump continuing to bash her as she stays in the election, might be more than likely to push her towards running for No Labels and running against Trump in the general election. And Trump has to know here. I mean, Nikki Haley, she's probably not exactly getting Trump's base, but she is a Republican after all, and if it's going to end up being like Nikki Haley versus Trump versus Joe Biden, that's probably going to hurt Trump more than it's going to hurt Biden because she's a Republican. We're going to have more Republicans voting for Nikki Haley, which means that Joe Biden might actually be able to pull out some of these states. Whereas if she doesn't run and instead we have like an RFK Jr. who is usually a Democrat, he's more on the left. RFK Jr. is going to steal more of Biden's votes and he's going to steal of Trump's votes. But again, let me know your thoughts in comments below. But in some other news, we of course just had the IRS announce some big checks. $7,430 payments could possibly landing in some bank accounts of Americans very soon. Once again, this has just been announced by the IRS. So according to Market, although these so-called stimulus checks no longer exist as such, there are many types of aid coming from the American government to their citizens. In the month of March, there are some surprising $7,430 checks coming for them as they started rolling them out this week. Millions of Americans will enjoy a hefty check this month, and we have all the information on who qualifies for them. These checks are directed at families and individuals with low and moderate incomes getting some cash. This payment is coming in the form of a tax refund that the IRS started rolling out on Tuesday. Now, according to the IRS, this check is coming to people thanks to the Earned Income Tax Credit. You can get this check even if you don't have to pay any taxes. It is also based on your income and the number of kids living under your roof. It's hard to believe, but there are a lot of people who don't know about this, as the IRS confirmed that at least 1 out of every 5 eligible taxpayers have not claimed this check. People with no children get up to $600 of their income if their income is under $17,640 as individuals or $24,210 as joint filers. And then finally, what day will the IRS release the EITC refund? So they say that first you need to be a U.S. citizen with a valid Social Security number who's not filing a Form 2555 to report foreign income and has less than $11,000 in investment income. You also need to be required to file 1040 or 1040SR. And also, you need to file a Schedule EIC form if you have any children. You can check if you're eligible in a calculator you will find on the IRS website. And the EITC refunds are slated to be released on May 17th, 2024. So I think it's, definitely a strong number that 4 out of every 5 Americans do not know this credit and they do not file for this credit. So there's a lot of money to be left on the table this tax refund season. So if you are eligible, definitely make sure to apply for the Earned Income Tax Credit. Definitely a lot of money that could certainly be helpful, especially in these times of high inflation for American families. But again, leave your thoughts in comments below about everything in this video, what your thoughts are. We'd definitely love to read them. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate it if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. And I will see you in the next video.